everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Krysia. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to be reviewing one of MAC's latest releases. It's the MAC Loves Lisa. She's a K-pop star that I'm really not that familiar with. Very pretty. The promo pics look absolutely gorgeous. Very just kind of like fresh looking makeup. I was really excited to get this release. I did get the eyeshadow palette and one of the liquid powder kiss lipsticks. There also came a highlighter, which was a permanent color. I believe it's in show gold, just with a beautiful flower motif on it. I skipped out on it because I thought I had that shade and I don't. It also had a blush, which is in Melba. I kind of tried to replicate that color as well, and two eyeliners. So we're going to be going over what I got in this collection today. We'll do some swatches, we'll do a look. I'll give you guys my final thoughts. Not exactly what I thought it was going to be. You'll see what I mean as we get into the swatches and demo and overall review, so stay tuned for that. All right guys, nice close-up. I took it out of the box. That's the box there, just like a really nice soft matte packaging. And then the palette itself is that typical size for MAC where they do their 12 pans, but it's a very soft, almost like a rubberized texture. I love the packaging. It's so pretty, has some sparkle on it. And that's the palette there. Let's do a close-up of the pans. They are stunning to look at. Like when you look at the palette itself, the color story, the shades are just so pretty, so feminine. And then you start swatching and that's when it goes downhill. So we're going to do top row here. So we have that purple shade and the one next to it, you guys, it's not even translating. And I'm trying to like dig into it right now too and get it on my hand. There's nothing coming off, like nothing. The matte shade is okay, and then that shimmer next to it it's okay. It's not as good as it should be. I mean, nylon is a million times better, so I know they can formulate a beautiful, nice, sheeny champagne. Second row, again, the mattes are good. That last shimmer is not bad. It's sort of a slightly drier, almost like a slightly shimmery matte. And then that second shade from the left, you know, I thought that was going to be amazing because it's slightly marbleized and it's a pretty pink when you mix the colors together, but again, it's not translating onto the skin. And I'm using my fingers, like this should be a good swatch and it's not performing. The last row is a little bit better. We have the matte is beautiful. The next shade to it is actually quite pigmented. And then that last shade is the best one. And that one kind of looks like wood winked to me. And it is soft. It is how I like my MAC shadows. Slightly dry, but still pigmented. Let's go ahead and do a look. But again, I'm just really so far quite disappointed in this particular palette swatch wise. All right, I'm gonna grab my Patrick Ta. I just got this brush, you guys, and I really like it. It's that Patrick Ta's eyeshadow brush. It's a really nice flat top on it and has a nice weight to it. Let's go ahead and see what we can do. I'm gonna use that first shade there, just like all over and build it up into the crease. I mean, the mirror is beautiful, the packaging, like I don't know what to tell you guys. It's coming off okay on that one. Yeah, it's translating okay. I love this brush already for a hooded eye. This is fantastic. It's a nice crease shade, very, very nice, kind of like flesh toned peach. Good pigmentation for a transition shade, no problems there. Let's go with that shade there, just like all over the lid. It's relatively soft, but a little bit patchy, I don't know. Yeah, it's going on patchy. The color's beautiful. The colors are not the problem, it's the formula. Something is not right here. See, and if I don't use my finger and go straight in with a brush, it's just kind of non-existent. And like I'm digging in, I'm like really trying to like get it onto my eyeball, and the color is just stunning. I'm just gonna put a little bit underneath. Let's go with this one. I think this is so pretty, like shade wise. I just feel like it's not performing and it's super soft. Let's just kind of go in and top everything off with that. And I get it. She may have wanted to do something a little bit more nuanced, a little bit more soft. I get that. You know what I mean? I feel like even Korean makeup when you even think about how they do their lips, like that stained lip effect where it just like blurs out as you go out to the outer lip, you know, from the center to the outer. I can understand that the pigmentation wasn't going to be intense. Like she's definitely has a very like soft look to her, you know what I mean? And I think that's the style there. I still think the pigmentation could have been a little bit better. I mean, this is still looking pretty, so let's keep going. Maybe it'll just kind of work out, you know, at the end. I'm going to go in and build up the crease just a little bit, nothing crazy. Let's go in with that shade there. Sonia G brush. This is her Worker Pro. Highlight my brow bone. It's pretty. Now I did want to put something right on the top of my eyeball, and first I'm going to use the one that's not even performing at all, okay? Because I want to see what it's going to look like. Maybe there's a purpose for it to be so, but it's already getting hard pan. Like I just don't understand that shade. That's probably one of the most disappointing shadows I've ever swatched, like no joke. Okay, instead, let's go with something that's going to give us a little bit more oomph. Maybe this shade here. Yeah, that's good. That's pretty. Inner corner and that eyebrow shade. Let's try that purple shade. Let's just, because I want to try as many colors as possible, and I feel like I can put that purple shade on top, so let's just kind of use our fingers. So pretty. But I mean, if you have the Pat McGrath, the latest one, Utopian, I mean, you would get that effect as well. It's actually really, really pretty. I think the only shade is this one that's just absolutely bad. Like, it's not coming off. Like, what is happening? And then it's just like, I'm so confused. I'm so confused with that shade. I'm gonna go put on some mascara, do the rest of my face, and then we'll do the lip color at the end. All right, guys, I'm back. So that's the look there. It's really pretty. It's just nothing crazy, you know what I mean? It's not something I'd be like running out to recommend, because there are similar palettes that I think perform a little bit better. I didn't get the blush. It was Melba, and I thought I had Melba, but I don't. This is the limited edition from last year's, I think, Lunar New Year collection. It's a Pinch of Peach and Modern Mandarin, but I feel like it's going to give me a potentially similar look. We'll just get a nice little look. My girls are next door, so that's why you may hear some laughing and playing. Yeah, I think mixed together, it gives a similar look as Melba. I can't believe I don't have Melba. And they just had a 50% off sale, so I feel like I missed out on a couple products that I thought I had in my collection. So that's very similar, I think, to Melba. Just a nice, almost like very satiny. Melba's actually a matte, peachy kind of blush. I also did not get the highlighter because I thought I had it, and it comes in Show Gold. Now here I have Beaming Blush, and I think this one shifts gold. But it's very pretty. I think overall it's going to give you a similar effect. Very nice, peachy, glossy, not overly pigmented look. Let's move on and do the lip. I have actually never tried this formula from MAC, and this is their liquid lipstick, but it's in the powder formula. Powder Kiss liquid lip color. It's all very much like cherry blossom red, kind of more undertones. And this was the coolest one of them all, and this one was in pink roses. Again, the packaging is very, very pretty. Kind of reminds me of MAC times Selena, you know, just because with the signature, so maybe they just have similar signatures there. Really pretty. It almost swatches slightly more, kind of like a mauvey berry, you know what I mean? And I do feel like these ones are going to stain a little bit, so I'm really excited to try this. I'm not going to line my lips or anything like that. And I do think, again, with that kind of like Korean makeup look, it is supposed to be more of a stain, slightly more muted, maybe more blown out on the lip. This feels so soft on the lip. See, again, it gives you that slightly more like stained effect. And I think if you just kind of like blot it in, it does give you that sort of like slightly worn, blotted, really natural effect. I love this formula. It has a slightly vanilla type scent to it. And that is it, you guys. I think it's really pretty. I think it really reflects the style that I saw in the promo pics. But we'll go over my final thoughts in a second. So I'll just kind of give you guys a final look there. All right, let's do some final thoughts. So final thoughts. It's good. It's not great. Let's start off with the pros. The pros is the color story and the packaging is just on point. I mean, yes, beautiful packaging. You can't say anything bad about it. The color story, absolutely stunning. Very soft, very kind of like blurred out and pretty and feminine. And I think that's what they were obviously going for. I think with K-pop, it's not going to be like punk rock, hardcore, neon pigment vibes, right? It's going to be a little bit more soft, a little more feminine. And I can see that with this particular palette in terms of the actual colors. They don't go overly deep. That being said, you will definitely be disappointed with some of them. This one here doesn't come off the pan at all anymore, like at all. And I mean, in their lineup, they have all that glitters, they have Honey Lust, and even though those ones aren't overly pigmented, they still come off the pan. So no excuses there. I'm not sure what happened, but I can't get anything pretty much off of it now, like at all. This one here is a very nice champagne shade, but I think it still could have been a little bit more punchy, sort of like Nylon in their regular lineup. Again, I know they can pull it off, so I'm not sure why this one is creamy, but like slightly underwhelming pigment and sheen wise. It's a bit dull, if that makes sense. The mattes are absolutely gorgeous. They perform beautifully. And the other shimmers, I think, still perform maybe with their intention, meaning they're not going to be overly metallic or sheeny. They're going to have just that slightly like blurred out effect, a bit of a sheen, a bit of a glitter effect on there. And I think the colors make up for it. I think it's a beautiful color story and the undertones are just like very soft and kind of just reflect that sort of like vibe I think that this particular pop artist, exhibits. I'm gonna give it probably like maybe a 6 out of 10, not too close to 7, so maybe 6.5. I think the packaging, I think the color story really, really stands out for MAC. However, I do feel the formula in certain spots is quite lacking and can be a little bit disappointing. If you're going to spend your money on it, it's not a ton of money, like it's 60 some odd dollars compared to some palettes like Pat McGrath Utopian, which is like 170 Canadian. That being said, the Pat McGrath in a similar color story performs very, very well. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna kind of let you guys decide. I'm not gonna overly recommend this. I do still feel it will give you a pretty look, and I do feel that you can attain that soft, very feminine, ethereal, blurred out effect with this. The lipstick is absolutely beautiful. It feels so light on the lips. It does give you that, I feel, Korean makeup, blurred out pout, that stained type of like ombre effect. And I do feel you can really achieve it with this particular formula. The colors are very sort of like more cherry, blossomy, kind of slightly rosy. So again, very, very feminine. Now, I didn't put on, I just realized a little bit of a liquid liner. I think that would look super, super beautiful with this type of color story as well, because it's not overly in your face, the shadow. So a liner would just kind of make it look just that little bit more amped up. Let me know down below how you guys like this look. Will you be getting this collection? How do you guys feel about this release? Let me know down below. I wanted to invite you guys to subscribe to my channel, to ring that notification bell for more videos from me, more reviews, more makeup looks, tips, fashion, a little bit of health as well. And I'm going to leave you guys with another video here. I'm going to leave you with some of MAC's holiday releases, because those now are on sale for about 30% off. I'm sure well into Christmas and Boxing Day they're going to continue having sales. So I'll leave you guys with that video next to watch, see if you're interested in some of their holiday releases. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye, guys.